I hope everybody can hear me right at the back. Well, good evening. And I'd like to thank the organizers, and especially Dr. Sahu, for inviting me here today. You already had a great primer from the two of them on where is technology going. And I think a description of how AI and quantum and new technologies will impact us. Now, as Dr. Saab said, सब लोग यही बोलते हैं कि India is doing nothing in AI. This is a typical narrative I hear. Absolutely incorrect. Because what we need to see is what is our requirement in this country. Is the LLM a requirement for this country or not? Should we go running around with what the West has done, or should we do our things on our own? I think that's a decision we need to take. So when I look at all the LLMs that are there, why are people coming from all over the world? All the LLM companies were there when the AI summit was happening. They all stood up next to Modi ji and raised their hands and wanted to be part of what India is doing. Why did they come here? Is the question I'm asking. They came here because India is a very big market. They didn't come here to give us data centers. That's what they said they will give. 15 billion, 20 billion, 30 billion, all those kinds of numbers we heard. But was that real? No. The reality is they came here because their LLMs are doing so well in this country. And the consumers are lapping it up. But the real impact of LLMs will be in other areas. And if we look at the enterprise market or the SME market, then when you start to use LLMs, you will realize how expensive they are. What's happened, for example, is that last year, every large corporate in the world wanted to use LLMs. So they allowed their people to freely use LLMs. And it ran into such a situation where a company like Uber ran out of its budget in 3 months. Year's budget in 3 months. Because there were overuse of these LLMs by various people in the organization. So when you start to use LLMs and they look absolutely free, but when you start to use it in your enterprise, it's not free. And that's when it really starts to hit you. So if that is going to be the case, what should India do? And India has taken the right route. India has taken a view that we must have our own LLMs. So Sarvam and a couple of others have all come up, and range of voice-based LLMs have come up, which are absolutely phenomenal. And therefore, we are going to be self-sufficient in LLMs if we really believe in our own products. The problem in our country is that we don't believe in our own products. Lots of times, everybody believes what the US has produced is the best. But that's not true. Now, let's look at the next stage. Where will enterprises need AI? Actually, the real application of AI will come through small language models, SLMs. So, SLMs will be, many of them will come up for different areas. Something for agriculture, something for education, something for climate, all kinds of SLMs will be there. And these are going to be made in India. Okay? They are going to be our own. And the good news is that today I'm involved with a research institute that just been set up 4 months ago at Gift City in Gujarat, where we have brought some Indians back from the US to get it started. And so the whole idea is that if I look at what is our capability in AI, our capability in AI is at the lower end. At the higher end, we don't have the experience today. So to get that experience, it's absolutely essential that we need to get some of our diaspora to come back. And the whole strategy was that the AI mission, the Gujarat government, and the Pharma Association, we all got together and put together a 300 crore budget by which this AI Research Institute could be started. And the whole objective of this AI Research Institute is to create SLMs for India so that we can actually solve problems of India. So that's where the world will go. SLMs will be very critical. And one of the first SLMs that is being introduced is the industrial AI SLM, which will be actually used by factories to reduce downtime. So these kind of applications are where this research institute will work and create products, work together with startups to take it to market. So that's the strategy. So don't think that India is doing nothing in AI. We've already created great LLMs. We've also created many voice LLMs, and now we are working on SLMs. Now, what impact will this have on the industry, the hardware industry? And Dr. Saab talked about the impact of hardware industry and where opportunities will be. So many opportunities for hardware. Now let's look at, can I have just some water, please? So, where will be these opportunities? AI works on two segments. One segment is what is called the training segment, which is where LLMs are trained. For training these LLMs, you need series of GPUs, very high compute, massive parallelism, that is what is required for training. But then there is the next part, which is inference. Inference doesn't need very high compute. It needs low latency execution. That's what inference needs. And it's really real time or near real time. And the speed and cost efficiency is essential. So it can also work not just on a GPU, but on the edge as well. So the interesting opportunity that you are going to see in hardware is going to be something like this. And this will be very valuable for VARs to note, because that is where you can add value when people are looking at wanting to apply AI in their organization. And whoever does not apply will be in trouble. So I think that's quite clear that we need to be absolutely clear that we need to know what is AI. We need to know how to implement AI in enterprises and SMEs. And they will all need guidance from VARs. They cannot do it themselves. Just using tools, it will be like Uber running out of, running out of their budget in 3 months. So it's the implementation of AI where there'll be a very large opportunity for Indian companies to step in, pick up the tools, and implement. Now, how is the hardware changing as a result? Till now, everybody thought that you only need GPUs. But that game is changing. And don't think that NVIDIA will not have competition. NVIDIA's competition is going to come from areas that they have not even thought of. I actually know a startup in India that has actually created an AI chip that completely emulates NVIDIA and can run CUDA. And they are going to introduce this product probably somewhere end of next year. And similar efforts are going on by large companies like AMD, and Intel has also thrown its hat into it. Intel is no longer going to be the laid-back Intel that was there till now, because Lip-Bu Tan has taken over, and he is a very smart guy. So what's happening is that lots of new products are coming out at the edge. Lots of products are being introduced. So AMD has recently introduced a laptop which can run inference on your desk. You don't need to go to the cloud. Now, when that happens, there's a huge opportunity for you to sell laptops where people can actually do inference on the desk. So it's a very different ball game. NVIDIA has also announced a similar product, and this product is, I think, going to be available in the next 30, 60 days. All of these products are somewhere around $2,500 to $3,000 on the desk. So it's a very different ball game. Everybody keeps thinking, हमको हर जगह GPU चाहिए, वो तो desk पे आ गया. So it's a very major change that's taking place in technology that the VARs can take advantage of. And they can sell a whole bunch of these kind of tablets and boxes to various people who want to run AI and want to run AI in a very safe way. You don't need to put your data elsewhere. Your data sits on your desk. So this is a major, major change in technology that's taking place. I know of people now who are actually developing AI chips, and these are going to be put into a black box. And you take this black box and attach it to your existing laptop, and it becomes an inference engine. So just imagine the kind of opportunities that are going to be there in different kinds of hardware, which is all getting developed today. And each and every LLM company is developing its own chips. So they no longer want to be dependent on NVIDIA. So everybody who thought that NVIDIA will face no competition, its customers are going to create competition for them. OpenAI has its own chip. Everybody is creating their own, because as the Dr. Saab said, that's the lowest layer. If you don't own that layer, you don't own AI. So these guys want to own all the layers. And therefore, they are all working on their own chips. So NVIDIA, abhi tak to jo maze le rahe the, with the kind of margins that they enjoyed, is no longer going to be there in the next 6 months. Now, what happens when something like this happens? The only difference is that you need very high-speed memory. And for this high-speed memory is hugely in shortage today. So there is a great opportunity in India for creating memory fabs and starting to deliver memory to all over the world, because it's great shortage. And the biggest beneficiary of the memory business has been Korea. 2 companies today are running the stock market of Korea. Just 2 companies. And 1 company in Taiwan is running the stock market of Taiwan. So it's quite crazy that this whole marketplace has changed. And therefore, what is going to happen is that even the data centers will go through a major change. Till now, data centers were all using all kinds of brands that they were bringing into the data center. Now, all the global data centers are using their own servers. They don't even want to buy a server from Dell or anybody else. It's a very completely different environment that is coming around, because everybody wants to own everything. So it's a very different environment. Till now, जब हम लोग HCL में होते थे तो चिप्स आते थे इंटेल से, मेमोरी कहीं से आती थी, डिस्क ड्राइव कहाँ से आता था, वो सब कुछ बदल रहा है. So it's a very, very major environmental change that's happening, and it's important for you to be aware of this, that this is what is happening. Okay? So now, quantum technology was talked about, and I've been involved with the quantum business since the last 3 years, since I started to chair the quantum mission. Now, when you start to look at the quantum situation today, when we started out in 24, we said quantum day is about 10 years away. And we said, अभी हमें कोई फिक्र करने की ज़रूरत नहीं है. But reality is that with the advancement of quantum computing technology in the last 1 to 2 years, it is very clear that we will have a quantum computer that will break whatever Dr. Saab set up in the government. Okay, सब कुछ टूट जाएगा. और उसका डेंजर जो अभी तक 10 साल दूर था, वो 3 to 5 years का सिचुएशन हो गया है. हमें किसी को भी नहीं पता कब आएगा. But we are imagining that it is 3 to 5 years away now. So what have we advised the country? We've actually created a quantum safe program, and we've actually launched it and said by 28, 29, we must implement quantum safe networks. Now, what does that mean to all of you who actually are VARs out there? Interesting opportunity, because indigenous PQC and indigenous QKD, these are the two products that are going to be required to actually implement quantum safe networks in the country. The good news is that these are available today. You don't need to buy from abroad, because buying from abroad has its own dangers. So as a result of that, the quantum mission put in a lot of funds behind this. We gave up to 30 crores to each startup to get products done. And the good news is that when we started out, we were sitting at 50 kilometers of secure network. Last year, we went to 500 kilometers of secure network on fiber. This year, we have achieved 1,000 kilometers of safe network tested already. And by next year, we will have products available up to 2,000 kilometers. Now, what does that mean for all of you? What that means for all of you is that you could pick up these products that are today available from startups. There are many startups who have created PQC products and QKD products. And you can pick up those products and learn about quantum communication and how to create a quantum safe environment. And as we have already talked about, we've told everybody to implement this by 28, 29. Just imagine the size of business that will be there. We believe that in the next 3 to 5 years, 1,000 people will be required to implement quantum security. So it's a huge opportunity for India and huge opportunity for jobs to be created around replacement of existing cyber security with PQC and QKD. So it's going to be a very, and आपने भी बोला था कि a lot of manpower will be required. Our estimate is 1,000 people will be required. Now, if this is the situation, then all of you need to upgrade your knowledge and get into this whole area of looking at how to implement quantum communication in enterprises and government. So it's a very, very large market. And therefore, it's important for you to look at both the hardware piece that I talked about, lot of opportunity there, and again, implementation opportunity for you in post-quantum cryptography. So I think this is really what I wanted to say today, because I think the most critical aspect is that where is technology going? And I think all of us have talked about AI and quantum. But let me take you through another journey in AI. What is the next step in AI? The next step in AI is going to be super intelligence. That's what they are talking about. Okay? What is referred to as the completely next view of AI. And super intelligence means dramatically faster, dramatically better than where we are today. And there are some futurologists like Ray Kurzweil who have talked about what is called singularity. Singularity is when computing and brain will start to, work together. In a manner, will join up with the brain. Okay? It's supposed to be about 15 years away. Now just imagine when computing becomes a whole lot faster than the brain, and the computing is now joining up with the brain, would you need to learn anything? No. You will not need to go to college. You won't need to go to the university. You will be able to upload intelligence into your brain. Now, these are all scenarios that have been built all over the world. Various people have been talking about it for last 10, 15 years. But with AI, this is becoming very close to reality. And when something like this happens, then there will be many, many areas where it will impact. And one of the areas, most interestingly, that the people who have actually been imagining the future, like Ray Kurzweil, talk about, is that when something like this happens, you can live forever. Why? Because nanobots will enter your bloodstream. They will go and fix a particular cell that has got spoilt, and then you will not be sick. So just imagine, we are not going to be there, but a lot of you are going to be there, and then you will have to take a decision whether you want to live forever. Thank you.